Prescott, come up here and sit in the crown throne. Come on up here. For you, Bob Prescott, sit right down there. You, Robert Prescott, are queen for a day. I know this is a thrill for you, Bob, because I saw the traces of a tear in your eye as you came in, and no wonder. It's a sentimental moment to run across your old buddies and your old pals, and I know as you look out over this audience, particularly the men, you will immediately be brought to mind of a collection of rejects from the sanctuary. You will notice his picture, for those of you up close enough, to his right, the young man with the flag and the fly at half-mast. It's all right, Bob. Didn't stunt your growth a bit. Matter of fact, we're fortunate to have Bob here with us tonight alive. He has spent the last week with the alumni of the Flying Tiger hostesses in Palm Springs. One man and 24 girls. Anna Marie was sent into town for supplies. There he is with a bandage on his head.
I said, well, if it's that easy, let's get down there. So I begged for a flight, and I got an airplane, and I managed to get it down to Rangoon. And the next morning, it is a bright sunshiny morning in Rangoon, and they're waiting for battle. The jing bao goes off. The jing bao is the Chinese expression for the battle is on. The enemy's coming, we get them.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
So I said, where's my airplane?
That's the first thing a flyer thinks of.
That's right.
The record of the Flying Tigers is history. Winston Churchill paraphrased it when he said, the victory of these Americans over the rice paddies of Burma are comparable in character, if not in scope, with those won by the Royal Air Force over the hop fields of Kent in the Battle of Britain. And there should be a slide going up right about now. There it is. Yeah, that's pretty good. 95 pilots destroyed 294 Japanese planes, none of which was hit by Bob Prescott. With a loss of only 11 Tigers, none of which was Bob Prescott. They scored another 200 or 300 probables, most of which by Bob Prescott. Yeah, right into the microphone so they can all hear you back there.
I really was told that I'd be on at 10, but I mean, I'm sleepy now, you see.
Yeah.
It's hard to feel like talking.
Yeah, I know that. But we just won the entire Japanese war here, so it took a little longer than we figured.
I insisted that, Bobby, you're sure you don't want to tell me?
No, he doesn't want to tell it. I'll give you a little help there.
Why don't you go ahead and tell your story? You're going to anyway.
Well, I'm going to let you set the capper on it, because the Flying Tigers being disbanded in 30 days would be returned to the States. And now these two fellows had to figure out how they could get off of combat flying for just 1 month to save their lives. Now, one day, Bob said to PJ, have you ever been...
Say the word. Circumcised.
So they both got it, and they both were off flying for 1 month, and their lives were saved by ½ an inch. That's the story. Thank you.
I think we still should have gotten together.
You should have gotten together. The Tigers flew anything and everything. Let's take a look at what the Tigers have flown. It flew support for Douline across the top of Canada. It flew Yemenites from Aden to Israel, Greeks to Venezuela, immigrants from Europe to America, and it carried hundreds of Mexicans thousands of times. It was simple arithmetic. The government paid the Tigers to fly Mexicans who were picked up as wetbacks, illegal farm workers from Brownsville, Texas to Guadalajara. We, ladies and gentlemen, after long research, have finally located the original wetback who was picked up by the Flying Tiger line. Would our friend from the Rio Grande, yes?
You know my sister's neck? She fell in the privy up to it.
There's a real genuine Mexican. And here he is, the first of the original Mexican wetbacks. How did this operation work?
I later married Lucy. I, a legal worker, and I'm working in the field, you see. And
You sneak across border?
No. The government paid the schmuck Flying Tiger to fly me with bad dialect back to Guadalajara and on the way have a lunch.
Aha.
Lunch.
On the plane.
On the plane. I got a tangerine, a sandwich, and a bus ticket.
A bus ticket?
Yeah.
A
Bus ticket will bring me back to Texas.
Back to the border.
Brownsville, Texas.
From Guadalajara.
And the asshole Flying Tiger to fly me back again.
Aha.
And they're gonna open up the whole thing. Lindbergh's lunch, I got. Starting the engine with a whip. The worst goddamn airplane. And bus ticket, and this
Back to the border.
50 times with bus ticket, and he make all the friggin'
Senor.
lousy 12 and
Ladies and gentlemen, that remarkably true-to-life characterization by Jim Backus has just set back American-Mexican relations 400 years. Well, Bob never lost the knack for high finance. The time came to buy a new fleet of airplanes, Constellations, but no money. So Bob walked over to Lockheed, carried a set of books under his arm, dumped them on the desk of the chief financial officer, and said, "We want 10 airplanes. You look at the books and figure out how we can buy them." The Tigers got the planes they needed. With Bob, there'll always be new friends. One of the best is Morio Segesa, who is a freight forwarder in Japan. He and Bob struck up a close friendship. Bob invited him to stay at his home, and he told Bob that he would do so only after he had put 1,000 pallets on Tiger freighters, telling Bob in his own way how he wanted to certify his friendship by demonstration and by proof. And there's something wonderful about this friendship when we consider it against the backdrop of the years we've covered tonight. Years which included those moments in Rangoon and Kunming, which we made light of here. And actually, it's not true, Bob, that Mario Segesa was in that plane that followed you down. Here is his wire. This is serious. Dear Bob, all your friends in Japan send their sincere best wishes. We are with you in spirit. You will remember my solemn pledge to you as a good friend to place 1,000 pallets of cargo aboard Tigers during their first years in operation? Well, so. We are working on the second 1,000 right now. So raise a festive glass.